Welcome to Markridge Park for this Connacht Junior final here between St Patrick's and Kilmeena. I'm delighted to be joined on co-commentary with Mr. Ref, well-known Mayo podcaster and all things Mayo GA, and it's a delight to have you on the commentary here today.
Cheers, Gav. Thanks for the welcome up in Sligo. Great to be here. Lovely atmosphere building here in Markridge Park. This one. Looking forward to it.
Seems to be a great crowd. Two small parishes, I'd say, but both sides very excited about today's game, and it's a great crowd here for today's game. I'm just going to run you through the teams quickly before Ron Naveen. I want to start with the home team. That's the Sligo team. That's St Patrick's. They are the Sligo junior champions, and they'll line out as follows. In goals, Tomás McMahon, a full back line of James Cairns, Jack Egan at full back, and a change to the programme. Patrick Farrell doesn't start, and he's replaced by number 17 Joe McMunn. A half back line of David Giblin, he's the team captain. Conor Keaveney, and making up that half back line is Kieran Giblin. Midfield pairing of James Clark and Colin Cairns. Half forward line of Pierce Cairns, Donald Brady and Colin Fearon, and the full forward line of Jim Davis, Oisin Keaveney and Pora Clark. Now we'll run you through the visitors, and that's Kilmeena. They are the Mayo junior champions, and starting in goals, Paul Grogan, and a full back line of Paddy Keane, John Keane and Chris McGlynn. And then a half back line of Niall Feehan, Stephen Staunton. Some surprised to see him in the starting team after his sending off the last day out against Adden, but he's been cleared to play. And making up that half back line is John Ryan. Midfield pairing of the talented Jack Carney, and in midfield with him is Kevin Ryder, and the half forward line of Keith Jordan, Sean Ryder and Conor Madden, and a full forward line of John McGlynn, Niall Ryan and Derek Keaveney. We'll just pause now for Ron Naveen. Good atmosphere here, and the Pats today's final. Pats won the county final. They bet St Michael's, and then did Connacht wins against Glenfarne, Kitty Clore from Leitrim, and then had far too much to spare against St Joseph's of Roscommon, while Kilmeena got the better of Kilcommon in the county final, and then had too much to spare against Athenry. And you've watched them throughout their campaign, and have you been impressed with them?
I have been very impressed with them now so far, Gav. I've seen them. I suppose before we get started in the game, it was the county semi-final against Island for me. I was at the game and I seen them. They were exceptional that day, and they looked like a team that could go on, especially in Connacht. And I fancied them for the county title. And today now it's another challenge for the boys. But look, it's a Connacht final. Anything can happen. The conditions are real winter football, Gav. And there's a real chill in the breeze. It's a wet pitch, and it's a good crowd. I'm looking forward to it now.
Do you rate anything about this? Is the fourth game St Pat's have been playing here in Markridge Park today?
Yeah, it's bound to help. It's like the same, but not more in the senior. Four games in a row. But look at it's nearly trying to get going here, and we won't be long finding out who's going to get on top.
And today's match official is Michael McGurl from County Leitrim. He's just going to throw the ball up here, and we are underway here in this Connacht Junior final as Kilmeena get into possession straight away, and it looks like Jack Carney's going to play that one inside, but it's well intercepted, and Pats have turned that ball over as see will they get their first attack, but no, they've lost the ball once again, and it's in the hands of Kevin Ryder. Kevin Ryder will try and start off with a move now. The slow bail up, but some good tackling there, and that's turned over by Colin Finneran. He's been very good since his return from the States. He played a lot of rugby there over in the States, but Pats are in the possession of the ball. James Clark's going to play that one in to Oisin Keaveney, but he's not in front of his man, and Kilmeena have turned that one over once again as they go on the far side of the pitch. As I see, looking in front of me, it's a rainbow. You don't see that too often here in Markbridge Park, but it shows you the conditions here for today. The pitch will be slippy for both sides, but it'll be Kilmeena who'll try and work, see if they can get the first score of this match as they play it down to their half forward. That's Keith Joyce, but he's been well tackled there, but a bit over the top, says the referee, and a foul against David Gablin, and a bit of dissent, and the ball is brought forward, and I think the referee took out Joe McMahon as well out of that one there too, as Pats will try and see if they can turn the ball over again. It's been a bit of nervy stuff from both sides. No one really getting an opportunity in front of goal yet, as that ball is played down towards Donald Brady, but he has lost that ball. But slippy conditions come to the aid of St. Pat's once again, as the ball eventually comes out to James Clark. James Clark will try and see if he can find his man. That is his cousin, that's Porra Clark, the man that played in the county final for St. Jude's a couple of years ago in the senior final. His shot is blocked down. It looks like he'll go out for a 45. It is indeed. Jim Davis just ensures that one gets over the line. It's been fast and frantic so far, and you enjoying this one so far?
Absolutely. It's been end to end there already. Plenty of good hits. I know Pats are they're getting right up into Kilmeena's faces. Obvious from the get go, they're looking for the early ball in. It's a lot more direct. With Pats, they've looked for the long ball in twice straight away, while Kilmeena, I suppose, maybe a bit hesitant up in their own goal mouth, in front of Pat's goal mouth, and they've been turned over there. I think it was Cathal Finneran that had a great turnover there, so they'll be very happy with that. Pats will be very happy to start. They're really should be.
Yeah, it's Jim Davis is standing over this one. Pats are a real all-action team. Anyone that'll tell you they played them in the county junior championships, Omar Gales, would have seen them during the year as well, and so were St. Michael's. They'll tell you how much they love to get in front into their faces at times. That looks like that's a push in the back. That's a push in the back by Oisin Keaveney, and Kilmeena will try and see if they can counter-attack, and it's with their goalkeeper Paul Gordon. Paul Gordon, he comes up the pitch, he's wearing the hat as well, shows you that the sun could be in his eyes. It comes out eventually to the half-back, that's Niall Freehan, and he's going to take a 1-2 and he's going to see what his options are. He eventually comes out to that centre forward, that is Sean Ryder. Sean Ryder plays it eventually to Jack Carney. Jack Carney is fouled, pull of the jersey there by his counterpart. That is Colin Cairns, the number 9 for St. Pat's, and this is going to be a free and a scoring opportunity just outside the 45, and it looks like it'll be Derek Keaveney who's going to stand over this one.
Just looking at from there earlier on as well, Pats don't seem to be putting too much pressure on Kilmeena when they're coming out in the back. Seems to be very standing off and letting them build up a bit of pace to get to this position. So if you don't put the pressure on up front, you're going to be ran over in the back. So this seems to have happened so far.
That one doesn't look like it has a distance, even though it did get a touch there. I think it might have been Niall Ryan there, the full forward, who got the final touch, but his fisted effort has just gone to the wrong side of the post, and I'm sure Tomas McMahon, who's not a natural goalkeeper, it's a funny story how he ended up in goals. He was injured during the year, and he ended up being drafted in goals, and he's been in there ever since. So we'll see how his first kick out of the day goes as well.
Yeah, interesting there, Gavin. 2 missed frees earlier on. Both teams want to get settled down now soon enough.
I think nerves is playing a big part in this early stages here, ref. So we'll see maybe a score from either side will settle both teams down.
Oh, huge, yeah. That's what you want now, especially in a final. After a couple of minutes in, you want to get your hands on the ball and get the ball. And another ball in, another long direct ball inside for Pats again. Yeah,
Porra Clark getting on the ball there. It's come to Pierce Cairns. He's going to try and see if he can find Oisin Keaveney. Was he held there? Maybe with my Sligo hat on, maybe I thought it might have been a free in there, ref. But
that's the Sligo hat new again there, Gav. Now relax.
So Kilmeena will come out with possession. That is Conor Madden, who see if he can find his teammate. But the bounce getting the better of Derek Keaveney, and it looks like that has come to the fullback, that is Jack Egan, who'll tidy things up, and it'll come to Pierce Cairns. No, it's James Clark actually. Look quite similar there, but James Clark will play it down, and we'll see if they can go long again. It's gone towards Oisin Keaveney, but maybe they're playing a bit too much of the long ball towards their full forward, and maybe another option is better on them occasions. Yeah,
look, they've tried it now 4 or 5 times already and it hasn't worked, but all it takes is one to work, and it's still no score. They're still finding each other's feet now, but just I want to reiterate again about Pat's forwards need to put a bit of pressure on Kilmeena and the backs coming out.
And if you've seen there in front of us there on the stand side there was 2 heavy hits. Now they're not afraid to go in with a couple of hard hits, so you don't see it too often sometimes.
No harm at this level.
And this could be the first score of the match, and it is indeed, and that's gone over by John McGlynn. Good tidy score he had a lot of time in his hands, and he wasn't afraid to put that one over ref, and it's a first good score of the match here.
Yeah, it was needed. Kilmeena be delighted with that now. Good point getting the board. John McGlynn be delighted with that nice tidy opportunity, and just get them settled now. The ball in work this time. Kilmeena are looking well once they get settled on the ball. Just need to get a few passages of play together and settle down, I think.
And anyone from Sligo, who's the key fours that Pats need to watch out for today?
Well, Derek Evening and John McGlynn inside. Keith Joyce is also good, but Sean Ryder to me is probably one of the best players Kilmeena have. That's him on the ball right now. Strong, talented, can kick a score and can carry ball like there's no one else in the pitch. So yeah, he's the main man I'd be looking for.
As Pat's go on the ball, another possession for Poor Clark. He's got on the ball an awful lot. Very talented corner forward. He spent time, as I said, with St Jude's in Dublin, and he's back playing his club football with his home club, and it's great to see him back in the Pats jersey. Also a former member of a Sligo senior panel as well, who has played a senior championship for Sligo. So good to see him back playing his club football here in Sligo, as Pats will try and work a score from this free. They've gone long again, which I think isn't going to work for them, but it might work out for Donald Brady. But it looks like Kilmeena will tidy things up once again, and they will come back to their goalkeeper eventually, to Paul Gordon, and he will see what options are available to him, as they're going to play it out to Keith Joyce. Keith Joyce has got on a good few possessions already today, and that looks like it's a foul. Definitely was a foul, but and Dean to be charging there.
Yeah, normally the referee you stick the head in, the ref will give you the free. So he's unlucky there. I have to say he done well to, they done well to slow him down, turn him over. I thought with a massive chance for a pass to get in the scoreboard, or at least get a chance to score.
Maybe his rugby exploits there. You get away with it maybe in a different game, but not here anyway.
No, and he done well there. But they need to do more of that. They need to stop Kilmeena building, because here we see it again now. Young Ryder on the ball. They can be dangerous if you let them play. They can play any type of football, Kilmeena.
But some good tackling there by St. Pat's, but eventually comes out to Ryder again. He'll see what options are available to him. And that half back that I've been talking about, Niall Feehan, he's got on the ball again. He likes to go up this side of the pitch, and he's going to play it in to Keaveney. That one looks good to me. It does indeed, and that's over the bar. Fine score.
Well, that's a dinger of a score here from Derek Keaveney, in fairness. And his wrong side as well, and to take that score on like that, absolutely no problem there for Derek Eveney, and puts Kilmeena now 2 points ahead. Look, Ev, I think Kilmeena probably, if they can get settled down like that, another few passes to play, hold on to the ball until the shot comes on, they're in a great position. So hopefully things go well for them.
They're happy with the way things are going as this ball goes towards James Clark, but good break for Kilmeena again. That looks to be a foul, but referee doesn't give it. Eventually it comes off. Definitely not a Pat's ball, but it's a hometown decision there if I ever seen it there anyway. But
Keith Joyce had the leg out too. He was slobbering there. Probably deserves if they didn't get the ball, it would have been a free to Pats anyway.
But if the ball looked like they've gone off Giblin, but Pats will go with the sideline, and it'll be with James Clark. James Clark will go along, and it's Oisin Keaveney is the target. Oisin Keaveney gets that ball, and the ball is in to Poor Clark. Poor Clark looks to be fouled there, but no free. Jim Davis hits this one high, and that one has gone over the bar, and that's a fine score from a Sligo perspective. And
that's young Jim Davis there. I think I remember seeing him a few times when I was involved in Sligo myself with Omar Gales at underage level. Very good also. I think he was on that Summer Hill team that lost the Connacht final about Blow and Charlestown the last time we seen a schools final. A great footballer.
Yeah, it was about the directness of play there again. Poor Clark on the ball as well, and he looked like he was fouled. Then he played it out to Jim Davis, and a good score there from Pats. And some good tackling there again. Pats working very hard to get the ball back, and it's a right good game here in Markridge Park so far. That was definitely high.
No, I don't know. It looked to me now, in fairness, I don't think there's any malice in it. Probably is a free, but he dived for the ball, and Jack went full on into it.
Probably it looked worse than it actually was.
Yeah,
he was down the ball, and probably he was fully committed. And I'd say wouldn't be surprised if there was a card, but I think he's going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think so. I don't think there's any malice. Now, if Jack had pulled down the same that the Pats man had, you could have a serious clash ahead. So no, it was unfortunate now, but. You'll hear a few Pats people shouting, but I don't think so.
You'll be shouting yourself if you're your team involved as well. So
absolutely.
If you're not shouting, you're not doing.
You're not doing your bit for your club.
Yeah.
No. I know there's you know what, there hasn't been that many breaks in play, in fairness, in this game so far. So
yeah, we've played 10 minutes and it's been all action. It's been like one of them games you'll be watching at home this week. So
it is, except that maybe the temperature is down a little bit and the humidity might be up a little bit more now, but we'll manage. We've only another 45 minutes.
I'm sure it's hot if you're out there in the middle of it though.
Ah, yeah, sure.
The bounce favouring Pats once again. The ball eventually comes to Joe McMahon, who wasn't due to start, but it was a change before the start of the match. He came in for Patrick Farrell, as Pats will try to work something here again. It'll eventually come to James Clark. James Clark looked like he was going to try and push his way through, but eventually Kilmeena work this one, and they'll have possession of the ball, as they will try to work possession out, and over the far side of the pitch there'll be a free out for Kilmeena. As we look at the watch now, not too long to the water break, about 4 minutes or so, as Derek Keaveney gets on that ball again. He's been very lively when any time he's got on the ball, as it comes to Ryder there, and they'll try and see who they can find in the space there. As a good tackle.
It's them few poor passes, that one or two bad hand passes or loose passes that's cost Kilmeena big time.
As the ball eventually comes out to Colin Finneran. Colin Finneran has plenty of time, and that's a very good ball into Jim Davis, and Jim Davis has gone the wrong side of him. Jim Davis, that's a free in.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he had him. He bet his man. He got the right side of him. In fairness, Jim let the ball bounce into him. A bit of not experience, but a bit of cuteness to him there to let it bounce into him and take his man and round him and get the free in. He'll probably get a tick for that Kilmeena. I'm not sure who pulled him down, but
it was actually number 4 there. That was Chris McGlynn. So
yeah, must be careful now after that. Now you know you can't be getting away with too much.
Probably bad defending. You can't be afford to get on the wrong side, especially.
No. You can't let your man inside. You know.
As poor Clark stands over this one, and that's unlike poor Clark. That's gone to the wrong side of the post, and it's a big miss for Pats, but still not much in this game. Only a point between the sides. 2 points to 1.
No, Pats will be disappointed though. That was a guilt. You know, you got to take them chances when in a Connacht final, when you get a chance like that, it has to go over the bar. You know, especially when you're a point down, and scores will be a premium today. So
it looks there, as you hear a few fans there from Pats, they're going short the whole time there, ref, as well.
Seems to be, yeah. Paul Groden now well able to go along with it too now, in fairness, but he'd be a good keeper, in fairness. So.
As Kilmeena go up the pitch, it's with their cornerback, that's Paddy Keane. He's going to see who he can find. They're still looking, search where they can go with this one. But some good tackling, but over the top, so that's a free out, and it's Conor Madden will play that one in quickly. And it looks like that is Derek Keaveney. It's good defending though. But here's the chance for Kilmeena. Is this a goal chance? No, he's decided to fist it over the bar.
Yeah, right.
Good score there by Niall Feehan.
Yeah, right idea. You know, I said just there earlier, the scores will be a premium, and in fairness, could have took the goal chance and look at take your points. You know, it's coming up to the first water break, get a couple of scores on the scoreboard and still settling. I still don't think Kilmeena have settled into the game really. They still aren't playing their type of football, but you know. That'd be a worry if nothing Pats. Between missing the free there and conceding that draft point.
It's a big turnaround there. That's a bit of a swing there.
Huge.
As to go long again, and it comes to Ryder here now. There's a chance here now. It comes to Keaveney, and it eventually comes out to Conor Madden. Conor Madden, it looks like it could be over carrying, but the referee gives the benefit of the doubt. But nevertheless, it's gone to the wrong side of the post, and a bad wide there. Really, plenty of time there in his hand. Yeah, using
the running game that time with Kilmeena, and if the body's there and Pats don't put on the pressure, why not use it? You know, so they'll probably look for that avenue again. Of course, the boys inside are still well able to win their own ball, but
Pats will be happy now if they could get another score before the water break. They're trailed by 2 points, and to me they haven't really settled into this game, bar the couple of forwards when they got in possession. They're not winning their own kickouts, as this one goes long again as it goes towards James Clark, and that's a fantastic catch. That was actually Pierce Kieran's actually who got that one that time, as the ball goes long again, but Ushing Keaveney behind his man, and it'll be Kilmeena who can work this one out again. It eventually comes out to John Ryan. John Ryan is fouled, I think, but I'm not sure what's going to happen here, or maybe he's going to give him a tick. I think it's Pierce Kieran's that he's going to talk to.
There's always a bit of slobber in front of the dugouts. Hard making out now from this angle, in fairness. It's the far side of the pitch, but I'm sure the referee has, I think, the fourth official, Anthony Coyne there, a good buddy of mine, and keep an eye on things over there as well.
Yeah, John Brennan, a good buddy of John Brennan as well. I'm sure he's watching at home somewhere. I'm sure
he is. I bet to be.
As a couple of bounces there taken, but eventually Kilmeena have this, and they'll try and work their attack. Here comes to Madden again. Madden's been on the ball quite a lot in the last couple of minutes. He has a lot of time in his hands, but he decides to go out to his half forward. but eventually comes out to Jack Carney. Jack Carney will decide to play it across the field, and this will eventually come out to John Ryan. John Ryan, will he work this?
Traffic.
It comes out eventually, and this is a scoring opportunity. That's a
very
good score.
That's a peach. It's a peach to a score.
That's a good score by John McGlynn.
John McGlynn again, and
McGlynn
again.
That extends the gap once again, 4 points to 1 here now, and they're starting to build up a bit of a lead now.
Yeah, that'll be worrying for Pats there that time, because they've obviously decided, we're going to sit back and try and absorb the pressure. They sat back too much, and McGlynn took it from outside the 45.
This one goes as Pats Pora Clark. He's away again, Pora Clark. That's
well
good defending
done
though this time by John Keane.
Good tackle by John Kane there. Paddy Kane there on the ball now. Paddy Kane's grandfather's here today. Actually, he's 85 years old. Just thought I'd give that a mention there on the commentary.
And it's funny how the referee stopped there. It didn't look to be a head injury at all, and you don't see the game stop too often unless it's a head injury. But that was some very good interception work there by John Keane, because he was a few times now he had the ball had been getting the better of him, with poor Clark getting the better of him as well.
Yeah. I mentioned there John Keane and Paddy Keane. Down our way it's Kane, I think. So we're not.
So Kane or Kane, whatever way you want to call
it. I know Paddy's Kane anyway. I don't know what other lad.
I think it's going to be a temporary substitution as well. That's number 10. That is Keith Joyce. Looks like he's gone off, and we'll see.
Alright, so it's just to check him out. I'd say he landed on.
I saw the ref going up with a T, so that's a temporary.
Alright, yeah. Look, it's probably just to keep an eye on and make sure. And if you can get.
So just to reiterate the score there, the announcer had to tell us that there was another point for Kilmeena, but it's Kilmeena are on the attack once again. That sub hasn't come back on yet, so they're down to 14 for the next couple of minutes. As
they're waiting for someone to come on, I think. I'm not sure who.
Yeah, the ball eventually comes out to Conor Madden. Conor Madden, not a bad footballer.
No, he's doing well now. He's been on the ball now the last 3 or 4 times, and he's done okay. Now we've Ryder on the ball. Watch him go. Oh, it's a free. He knew well what he's at there now, in fairness.
That to me now was he was falling. No, I didn't think there was much contact there.
There was a bit, and he was smart. It was the right thing to do, just to take him out of the game, because
I got the extra man back on the pitch as well.
Exactly, yeah. A bit of cuteness, I said before, goes a long way in these games.
Jack Carney now will take this reel, go short, and see how they can mark this one. It's with John McGlynn again, a tricky customer, and eventually he wins his free.
Yeah, they're getting on top of them now. They'll be possibly looking for the water break. It's if they get
big
this
time,
man.
Over. This is another chance here for Darragh Keaveney. He already has one to his name, and he'd be hoping to add a second one. He's going to decide to put it on the ground now and see what he's like off the ground. He looked alright when he kicked the point.
Yeah,
a few minutes ago.
He's taken them for years now, in fairness, with Kilmeena. As long as I've been watching Kilmeena now, I know he's only probably 25 or 26, but it seems like he's been playing for a decade for Kilmeena, in fairness. So we're well able to score a free. I don't want to jinx him now. And I did I? Oh, I did, but look, I will take it.
It went over in the end. We just have to see who put that one over.
I missed that myself now. It looked like Niall Ryan, I think.
It actually was John McGlynn, I think, who got the ball over there in the end. As we pause now for the water break, it's 5 points to 1 in favour of Kilmeena, and they'll definitely be the happier of the two teams.
Oh, absolutely. They're now Pat's had a couple of chances now. They seem to be sticking to the game plan of just driving the ball in, and they're maybe looking for 1 or 2 just to stick and maybe get a goal chance, but they seem confident enough at the back Kilmeena to deal with it so far. Now, in terms of wins or anything like that, I'd think that Kilmeena have a slight bit of a breeze of that.
Yeah, I was just looking at there now as you were speaking there. I was just looking at the flags myself, and it's probably in the aid of Kilmeena, just looking at the flags there towards the scoreboard end there, and definitely in favour of them.
Yeah.
So it's 5-1, the 4-point lead. As you said, scores are going to be a premium, but they have come a lot for Kilmeena the last couple of minutes, and they'll be very happy with it.
Kilmeena be delighted, they're absolutely delighted. I don't have the head of wide yet, Gav, in fairness.
They've won, yeah.
They've won wide,
but Conor Madden.
Oh yeah,
a lot of time
from a line, and you know what? You're going to have mistakes like that in this weather, but they'll be absolutely delighted the way things are going. Kilmeena, and they want to keep the foot down, and Pats need to mix it up. Pats need to mix it up.
Yeah, from a Sligo perspective, I think the Pats are going far too long trying to find Oisin Keaveney. It worked a couple of times in earlier rounds, but I think it's not necessarily the shot to go all the time playing that style of play.
Well, it's easy to play against a team when you have one plan. You know, you can. I say that as a Mayo fan. Our own team has one plan since most of the time. So you know, it's easy to play against a team when you've only one route. So hopefully Pat can mix it up now and make an awful difference.
The next score after this water break is kind of crucial because Pats need one to get themselves back into the game, as Tomas McMahon will go along with the kick out, and aim is James Clark, and we'll see how he gets on. James Clark wins that breaking ball and eventually comes to their team captain, that is David Giblin. David Giblin has plenty of time on his hands as it comes out eventually to Pierce Cairns. Pierce Cairns takes a solo, takes a bounce, then hand pass it off to Jim Davis. Jim Davis bounces it, then loses possession of the ball. That's unfortunate, and I suppose the best advice I give to the players out there: don't bounce the ball in these conditions.
No, even though that pitch is immaculate now, in fairness, and it's, you know, it's probably well able to hop it, but you know, Jim ran too much traffic there, simple as that.
And eventually Conor Madden comes out with the ball for Kilmeena as he's put under pressure, and it eventually comes out to Kevin Ryder. Kevin Ryder has plenty of time to pass that ball out as it eventually comes out to 27. Not sure who that is.
That's Keith Joyce again, but he just has New Jersey on him.
New Joyce, so is that Keith Joyce?
Keith Joyce, number 10. He's obviously swapped the jersey, must have been a blood cell. And they got the scoreboard back up and running as well, Gav. You'd be delighted to know. They must have found a new pack of batteries for us.
They must have found it as Jack Carney has plenty of time. Can he kick this one over the bar? This one looks good.
Oh!
Over the bar. It's a good score from Jack Carney. Mayo.
There's a new pack of batteries in him too. That was a great score.
Yeah, that was a very good score by the midfielder, and this game, even though it's in its early stages, is starting to run away a bit from Pats as they trail this game by now by 5 points.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see now if they go along again in the kick out. It seems to be the option is driving it along the middle. You know, if Kilmeena can get cute to that, put people around that like Pats are doing around the breaking ball, it'll make an awful difference.
Yeah, Pats don't seem to be at the races so far in this game, but they only trail by 5 points. A goal would bring them right back into this contest as the ball goes again to poor Clark. He got the better of his man, but the bounce got the better of him, and it was good defending in the end by John Kane.
Yeah,
I've changed the name to pronounce it there for you and also.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be corrected if not. But yeah, it was good. That's 2 big interceptions from him too now as well.
Kicks that ball long, and the target is the corner forward. But eventually, it will come to John McGlynn. John McGlynn, plenty of time. You'd expect him to put this one over the bar. He didn't know what to do in the end.
Slobbering.
And if that doesn't give Pats a bit of confidence, nothing will. As that one eventually comes down to Pats, and I think it comes to Cian Lacken.
You have gotta say that tackler from Kilmeena, especially in the backs, getting the hand in at the right time has been excellent. It's a credit to the coaching team of them, because they really are getting the hand in the right time. It's killing Pat's attack.
Jack Carney plays that into Ryder. It's a good stand in.
It's a free in. No.
On another day, you would have seen it given.
You would, yeah. I'd say if it was Pat's down the other end, it would have been a free with 5 points down, you know.
Pierce Cairns will play that into James Clark. James Clark, he plays that in to Niall Connolly.
That's nice now from Pats.
And Jim Davis.
He's done it again. Gavin. He got put the hop on when he didn't need it, and then he took it into contact. Kilmeena man got the hand in. It's been the story the second water break after the water break. This has been the story again. The hands are getting in by Kilmeena. Pats are running into too much traffic. You know, maybe they have changed it up there. Maybe playing a bit more running game, but just not going together for them. In fairness.
The bounce is killing them. That was 2 times that's happened them now at this stage.
This is a goal.
There's a chance here now. That's going to be a free, and definitely a pull back there on that occasion. So another chance to extend that gap again.
If Sean Ryder got free that time there, I could have seen goal written all over it. You know, he had an open road in front of him, and there was no one catching him.
You were calling the goal before he even got the ball.
I was. But just it looked on if he just held on to it.
And he's now wearing 29. So Conor Kirk is now wearing 29.
So it looks like this will be Dara Keaveney again. He's standing over this one.
I don't want to jinx him
in front of the goal this time. I'll try and jinx him this time. You should expect him to put this one over the bar in front of the goals. He looked awkward enough earlier on today in a similar position. This one has gone over. This one's gone
over the bar.
This one's gone over the bar as the umpire goes for the white flag. So that is his second point now of the game. So it's 7 points to 1 now in favour of Kilmeena. And as I said earlier on, this game is starting to go away for St. Pat's as we've played 24 minutes of this first half, as Pats will go along with the kick out.
They went long on every kick out, I think, now, Gav, in fairness to them. But Kilmeena can cop onto that and get the bodies around the middle. It'll work. I don't think he's too confident of taking the short ones. Niall Ryan, massive take. Oh,
goal chance here now if they work this well. It's Ryder. You called it a few minutes ago, but very bad decision.
Poor decision. Should have took the point even. But it was a massive win by Niall Ryan to get that ball inside. It stuck to him, and he passed the ball over his back. I don't even think he looked. He just kicked it over his shoulder. He knew Ryder was there.
And Pats will try and get a score on the board. That looked to be a high tackle on Colin Finneran, but it eventually comes to Jim Davis.
That's a massive. Very unlucky, Gavin, there now.
I thought it was a free now. You said a massive interception, but I think it was a free on this occasion. And just what the doctor orders in terms of a Pat's perspective, as they'll be hoping to put this one over the bar. Jim Davis will stand over. He does his usual technique, bounces it, then puts his foot to the ground, then bounces again.
You know him well, so guys.
I do, and he normally is accurate. I hope I don't put him off with that. Was saying that, but hopefully he puts this one over the bar. And
put him off.
Unfortunately.
You can't win.
No, you can't win. No. Unfortunately, Jim Davis didn't have the accuracy on that occasion. He maybe the win maybe played a factor in that one.
Yeah. See, that just hasn't been going right for him and all today.
No,
that's two frees now in this half. They should have definitely converted, in fairness.
Definitely now, but we don't know unless you're down there how strong that breeze is. As I look at the flags once again, and maybe that is one hope for Pats in the second half. It's gone a bit dull here in Markbush Park as well.
I see the shower rain coming now. The hills over across us are getting harder to see now. I think there's a good shower on the way, and maybe just come at half time and they'll miss it, but it's coming now. But Kilmeena, look, 7-1. They're coasting here now. They're in a very good position.
Kilmeena would say to themselves, if they could make that 9-1 at half time, they'd be delighted.
Oh, they would, yeah. If they can get another score at all, you can't ask for much more.
Conor Madden, it comes out, and this is another good opportunity. That's that man Keaveney again, but he loses his footing. Yeah. And some good work from Pats at times, turning the ball over.
But you know what, Gav? I think it's a lot of it's Kilmeena's giving them the ball now. In fairness, it seems to be a lot of giving, bad sloppy pan passes and bad turnovers like that. They're unforced like that one now. From our angle, maybe he nowhere to go with it, but.
There was one time there a couple of months ago, I think it was Sean Ryder who had possession of the ball. Instead of taking the shot on himself, tried to flick the ball over himself, but I thought it was a bit of a daft decision myself. As we've about 3 or 4 minutes to play in this opening half, with whatever's added on by the match official as well. It was Michael McGurl as well from Leitrim, big day out for him as well and his officials. But it eventually comes out to Kilmeena and see if they can get this ball out of their own defence. As some good pressure from Pats, but eventually comes out to Kevin Ryder. Kevin Ryder takes a couple of plays and then hands the ball off again.
They got to get a hand on them here, Pats. They can't be letting Kilmeena build like this. I said it before and I'll say it again. You can't let a team like this build momentum, build a possession like this.
And I've been very impressed with Keith Joyce. He's very quick getting the ball and laying it off straight away. As Keaveney will try and see if he can work one. He dummy solo, then another solo. He looks to be fouled, and that one looks like it will go over the bar, and that's another good score.
That's a massive score, Gav. It's a massive score. And I said it already. It came from building at the back. That's probably the biggest difference I've seen so far. They're both similar stature teams. They've got a lot of dangerous players on both sides. But the way Kilmeena are able to build the momentum, put a few passes together, and then put in a direct ball, or mix it up with a bit of carrying. They're playing a high-level league football in Mayo, and it's showing now that when they're getting a bit of space at the back, Pats, I don't know what league they're in Sligo.
They're in Division 3 at the moment.
They're Division 3. Well, see, that's the thing. When you're playing at your own county level, and you don't have to work hard as a forward. You won't.
So it's an interesting decision. They've taken off their target man and they've put on a lighter forward, and maybe that's the style of play they're going to go with for the remainder of this match, as they trail this game by 7 points, 8 points for Kilmeena, 1 point for St. Patrick's of Sligo, as Thomas McMahon will come with the kick out. He's going to go long once again, and as ref says, he always seems to go long.
Yeah, he's gone long every once in.
But Pats for a change have won the broken ball, and it eventually comes to Cora Clark, who's probably been one of their better players in this opening half, as the ball eventually comes out and will come to James Clark. James Clark plays it to Donald Brady. Donald Brady will dish that one off and eventually comes to Brady again as after losing the possession. And can they get a score? And that one, his shot is from Niall Connolly, who was just on the pitch. And unfortunately, his shot doesn't have enough height and pace on it to deflect it over the bar. But eventually, Kilmeena will try and work this one out.
Yeah, Grody in goal there, nice and steady. Took the ball in his hand and used to play a bit outfield. I don't know is he fit to play it anymore, but used to play a bit outfield. Paul Groden.
I'm sure he'll tell you he is fit to play it.
Oh, he would, yeah. No better man to tell you he's fit for anything. In fairness, so.
As Chris McGlynn gets plenty of space.
Big switch on.
Can he switch it across?
You got to keep your head up, man.
But Keith Joyce didn't see the space as he tries to work his way. But I think he could be do well to get free against him at that stage, but he didn't. Works the ball out eventually to Madden. Madden, will he work a score? Eventually comes over, and that one.
That's a great score. That's what I'm talking about when I said to you before about Kilmeena be able to mix it up. They were able to hold it out in the wing there. Keith Joyce by right should have got his head up and played the ball back. Went into contact, passed it back, and then the switch was on to Madden. Madden to.
It was Kearney in the end who got the point.
Yeah, Madden to Kearney, and Kearney well able to score. But all them forwards were able to score from distance. You seen McGlynn do it. You seen Keaveney do it. You know, missed the odd free, but they're a very good team, Kilmeena.
Three added minutes in this opening half. Kearney, that's his second point of the game, and he's got a bright future. A lot of people talking about him in Mayo.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. He's involved with Mayo, and you can see why. He's very rangy. He's tall. He's strong. He's fit. He can score. Good attitude, and he ticks so many boxes. So hopefully he kicks on.
And that's Stephen Staunton, the man that got sent off the last day. He won up the pitch this time, and it eventually comes out to Niall Feehan. Niall Feehan will play that into their full forward. That is Niall Ryan. Niall Ryan wins possession of the ball. Can they get another score?
Huge score. That's a killer score now for Pats. Niall Ryan doing excellently there. You know, every time they kick a ball into him, it sticks to him. He's as hard as old boots in fairness to Niall Ryan. You know, he's one of the oldest man on the team, probably the oldest man on the pitch. But Jesus, when he gets it, he holds on to it. There's not many like him. He's as strong as an ox, and he's as cute as a fox.
And that's a 9-point margin now. And if we go back the whole way to when it was 2 points to 1 when Pats missed that free, they haven't scored since. So maybe it was the turning point in this game.
It's probably more a precursor of what was to come. I think maybe the Pats aren't firing today, and I don't think. Well, so far anyway, the way they're playing, they're not used to playing a team at this level, I don't think. I mean, our intermediate team, really.
As Donald Brady in possession of the ball comes to Kieran Giblin eventually wins his free, and Pats could do badly with getting a score here before half time, and it would only bring it back to 8 points, and maybe a goal at the start of the second half would bring them right back in the contest.
They need it, yeah. They need to go over now, in fairness to them now. A lot of pressure on this free, just to get the scoreboard ticking again. I know time is up, but just to get them back in action for the second half. Oh.
And that one is over the bar. They call him the future. That's the future Porrick Clark. That's what the nickname is in Pats. So he's put that one over the bar, and you'll be happy to kind of get that one over just before the half-time break. The referee has blown out. I seen them walking over. I wasn't sure. I didn't really see it.
Well, they went off the pitch anyway, so I assume it's half-time. I didn't hear it now myself.
But it's half-time here in Markievicz Park. It's 10 points to 2 in favour of Kilmeena. They'll be happy the way things have gone in the opening half an hour. Pat's not so happy the way it's gone for them, but there's still 30 minutes for to get it right for them. Strong breeze in favour of St. Pat's in that second half, but ref, it's advantage Kilmeena.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all Pat's the second half now. They have a lot of work to do, but they'll need a goal, need to get back into it. Kilmeena to slow down, but if you're a betting man, you'll be saying Kilmeena have this one.
At half time here, join us again for second half commentary here on Facebook. It's half time here. It's 10 points for Kilmeena, it's 2 points for St. Pat's. We're just about to get underway here for the second half. It's a big second half needed for St. Pat's if they're to get back in this one. They trail by 8 points, and St. Pat's are making another sub. 21 Jonathan Egan. So 21 for 3 there. That's Jonathan Egan's for. So 2 changes there for St. Pat's. It's 21 Jonathan Higgins in for number 3. That's Jack Egan, and Patrick Farrell comes in for Joe McMunn. So that was an earlier change before the game as we get underway here this second half.
That's 2 changes now for 2 changes for the full back line for Pats there now in second half. So they're obviously worried about leaking scores. Might be going forward with it.
And this is the first opportunity maybe for Connor, for Dara Keaveney, but he's well tackled there this time by Giblin. Giblin shows a bit of strength there, and that's some good defensive work there to get the ball out that time. But eventually it comes out again to Kilmeena, and they'll be seeing if they can settle early on in this second half. They'll be thinking they can add a couple early scores. They might put this game to bed as it comes out to Kearney. Kearney is 2 points to his name already so far. Can he add a third one? He runs into a bit of traffic there, but he's still in possession of the ball. Very composed, as you said, ref, beforehand.
They can throw the ball around, in fairness to them. They're very good at that.
Is this goal opportunity here? It is a goal opportunity, and this should be a goal here, and that's a goal. Niall Ryan, and
different gravy, Gavin, in fairness. He said it yourself, they held on to the ball there around the middle. A lot of teams that panic run into traffic. They waited until the free man moved up. And I know my buddy Enda was on to you about being a cheerleader for Kilmeena. I don't want to sound too biased, but it was a well worked score, and you know that's it should be game over.
Yeah, hopefully it's not from a Sligo perspective. Maybe there's a couple of goals left in Pats, but they have an awful lot of work to do now as they trail this one by 11 points. The worst possible start for St. Pat's at the start of the second half, but they'll see if they can get themselves back into it, and they need to come back with a response straight away.
They do,
the
yeah.
ball comes out to Donald Brady. Donald Brady takes a solo, but he's looking to see what options are available to him. Eventually comes out to Colin Finneran. Colin Finneran, very good throughout the campaign this year, and that's a very good score by Colin Finneran, and just what the doctor ordered.
Absolutely, you know, takes a bit of this thing out of the goal straight away. You bring it down to 2 points. Massive score from Colin Finneran there. Bit of range, and that's all they needed. You know, they can kick these scores from range. Use these players, get the scoreboard moving, and you know, get another score on the board and see how it goes.
Next 5 minutes to tag on a couple of scores and maybe get themselves a goal scoring opportunity. Is that one is well marked this time by Kevin Ryder. Kevin Ryder will go along with this one as the ball is aimed towards that corner forward. That is John McGlynn. John McGlynn, he couldn't mark that ball, but it doesn't matter. He's put that one over the bar. It's a great score by McGlynn.
Yeah, great score. Look at Kilmeena have threats all over the field. All their forwards can kick scores, and that was a perfect example. You know, McGlynn could have took the mark there. Confident enough.
He couldn't take the mark because
was it a free? Was it?
Because
Kevin
Ryder had marked it. Kevin Ryder had marked it, so he couldn't double mark it there. So he done well to just get by his man and then put it over the bar. Very great composure again from the corner forward.
Yeah,
as Pats go long once again. I'm surprised at this stage they haven't changed tactics with the kick out, but they've gone long again, and eventually this ball will come across to the half back. That is Niall Feehan. Niall Feehan has been very good throughout this game. That comes out to the goal scorer. That is Niall Ryan. Niall Ryan plays it across eventually to Conor Madden, but Pats try to get a couple of challenges in, but in the end he was wrestled to the ground, and rightly so, a free in for Kilmeena.
Yeah, he tried his best to keep Joyce down there, but Niall Feehan is again he's moving forward, and he's doing serious damage when he does go forward with the ball. But look at the atmosphere has kind of died down here an awful lot too. It's to and fro, and Kilmeena are just kind of picking scores off, just like that one there now with Dara Keaveney with that one.
Yeah, he's been very impressive throughout this game, and that's a difference now on the scoreboard. Now it's 112 to 3 points, and definitely at this stage you'll be thinking, we look at the clock, there's only 4 minutes as the fans there, and where's the fight from Pats, but there's not much they can do when there's so much time on the hands for Kilmeena, and that scoreboard is starting to extend as well.
Yeah, I think as well the Kilmeena have copped it as well with the kickouts. Everyone was going along. You mentioned he was an outfield player got into goal. You know, sometimes when you're an outfield player and you're put into goal like that, you'll do most things well, but the short kickouts are risky, and he's probably it's worked so far and gotten this far by driving it long.
And Pats were disappointed with that move as well. They've lost possession of the ball, as that's a line ball for St. Pat's, and for Kilmeena, may I say, and it eventually comes out to Paul Gordon. You've good time for him in goal as well. He's been very composed anytime he's been on the ball. Yeah,
Grody's a good lad, good keeper too. Look, it's I said already, it's died down now an awful lot, and
that's a free in for Pats. They're over carrying on that occasion, and not releasing the ball will ensure that the ball is brought forward, and this is more of a scoring opportunity now, and this should be territory now for poor Clark if he comes out for it, but he's not going to go for it. I think it'll be just seeing who now is standing over this one. It's going to be off the floor anyway. I think it could be Conor Keaveney. I see Conor Keaveney kick a 45 in one of the earlier Connacht Championship games, and he will look, see if he can land this one over. Score would be badly needed now for St. Pat's, as you said, the atmosphere has kind of gone out of this one so far in the start of the second half. Conor Keaveney strikes this one well, but his accuracy isn't as good as what the length of the ball, and that one's gone to the wrong side of the post, and it's a wide there for St. Pat's, their first wide of the second half, and the scoreboard leads 112 to 3 points in favour of the Mayo men.
Yeah, Kilmeena will be delighted now the way things are going. Brody will take his time now at this one, and there's no panic on them, just play it out.
He'll take his time as if he was going to Westport there now. Just kick out.
He's not too far from Westport. I think he'll tell you that himself. I think he's closer to the Westport pitch than he is the Kilmeena pitch.
As he goes long with this kick, that's a bit of a change of tactic too. They were going short in the first half, but eventually that one, it's Donald Brady who wins possession of that ball from and there'll be a short line ball. Gets a 1-2 there. Carney looked like he might have fouled Brady, but eventually that will be another line ball for St. Pat's, and Pat's will work this one with Brady.
I think Conor Brady, a nephew of Peter Ford.
It's Conor Brady, unfortunately not around.
Or Conor Brady, sorry, yes.
Donald Brady. Peter Ford will be an uncle of him indeed.
Yeah.
As this one eventually this comes to Niall Connolly. The shot was blocked. Can Brady get it again? He can. It eventually comes out to Colin Finneran, but his earlier score wasn't of the same effort as that one, as that was a poor enough attempt by the wing forward, as the ball eventually come out to the netminder, who's been very steady, as we said, throughout the game, as Ryder will try and build a head of steam on this attack. And they're going to play this one down to Dara. That's Dara Keaveney. Dara Keaveney takes a couple of plays and looks like he's going to get by his man. He's got plenty of time in his hands, as this one comes out to John Ryan. A nice dummy solo.
That was lovely.
And can they finish it off with a fine score? And maybe you just see the breeze playing a factor there. Does that look like it was going to go over, and then a tail to the right in the end?
Yeah, but there was the technique there. I think more than anything that cost them, it was the way it went off his boot. He should have wrapped his foot around it and tapped it over. But
it's only me talking here, but John Ryan deserved a point alone for that dummy solo.
He did, yeah. He sent that Pat's lad into town there for
a few pints.
For a few pints, easy enough now. But they don't, they're very short on the ball. In fairness, the difference when the build up with Kilmeena and Pat's there, you can see it there. It's not rushed. I suppose it's easy not being a panic when you're
112 to 3 points up. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, when you have the lead, different kettle of fish. If you're St. Pat's, you need the scores.
You do, and see the clock is on them now. You see, time is ticking away, and the pressure builds, and the frustration has set in. It's very hard to get going, and and Kilmeena have a few subs spring in now.
Number 17, Thomas Gill, number 2,
So 17 for 2 there.
That's Tomas Gill in for Paddy Kane. I think Mossy Gill, he's known in Kilmeena. I think he's actually probably one of the older men on the team as well.
When you start seeing changes made at this stage, you kind of think maybe the jobs might be done.
Yeah, well, Mossy very unlucky to make the team as well. He started most of the games all year, corner back, but he had a slight hamstring issue. I think in the quarter-final, semi-final stages of the club championship Mayo, and he hasn't been able to get his spot back, and you can see why with the two Canes inside the way they're playing. They're excellent.
This one comes to for Pats. Is this a scoring opportunity? Unfortunately,
no.
This has gone wide on this occasion, and I think it was James Clark who had that attempt, and unfortunately it just went to the wrong side of the post. And these chances are going to begging for Pats. They need all these chances to go over if they're to get some sort of comeback.
Yeah, you want to put a bit of respectability in the scoreline too. You're 40 something minutes into a Connacht final. You've only 3 points on the board, and against a team that aren't overly defensive. It's not that the Kilmeena are sitting back and parking the bus on them either.
And Kilmeena came up short there the last couple of years as well, and this day has been coming for them.
They did, and I think the last Connacht final with the Mayo and Sligo pairing was Michaels and Kilmeena. Kilmeena and Kilmeena have been in the same position, that very strong, playing up in a high league in Mayo. Probably just been unlucky a few times, but now the goal chance on again.
Is this going to be another goal?
Take the points, yeah.
Wise decision there on that occasion.
The fight seems to be gone now from Pats now, unfortunately, but hopefully he can rally around and get a bit.
That one was Keith Joyce who tapped that one over the bar. He's wearing 27 now. He went off earlier with a blood suck, but he's got his name on the scoreboard there. So it's 113 now to 3 points now. So it's a 13-point margin, and this game has definitely gone away from Pats as Jack Carney's in the ball. Comes to Ryder, he's got plenty of time. What he's going to do with this one, it's good defending in the end. Jonathan Higgins got his hand in there, and it's good work there.
It was, yeah, good interception, but Kilmeena took too much out of it there now. They should have just tapped it over the bar, but give a chance to Pats now. See the hunger now from Kilmeena, in fairness. They stopped them building straight away, but Pats need to get down the field now and get a score, so just get going again.
But no word on what you said a few minutes ago. You always have that hunger when you see that scoreboard lead. You don't want it to eat up either.
It's easy track and work, I suppose, and you're so far ahead.
I thought that was a free in myself. Pierce Cairns working Pierce hard for that one. This is James Clark. Goes to Pierce Cairns.
That's good.
Can they get a score?
And
unfortunately, the accuracy let him down in the end, and unfortunately for the wing forward, he worked so hard to get themselves in that position, and once again, the final product wasn't where it needs to be.
No, it wasn't. That's probably the fifth or sixth chance now so far in the game, where they should have took scores. Makes an awful difference. You got to take your chances in a Connacht final. You got to take them, and if Pats keep missing chances like that, it's very hard for them to build momentum.
James Clark wins that one back again for St. Pat's, and it looks like could have a scoring opportunity. It's poor Clark has been probably one of their better forwards in this game. Comes out to his cousin, that's James Clark. Pork again. Can they work a score here? Comes to Fearon. He got a point earlier on in this half. He's going to try this one, but unfortunately, accuracy lets him down again. And good pressure that time by Kilmeena and put him off there while he was going for the score.
Yeah, the pressure. They're not letting Pats build too much either. They seem to be keeping on top. You can see now yourself the keeper is taking his time, and even in front of us here now it's something different. They're trying something here with Jack Carney on the chalk on his boots here, so they're keeping a bit of width as well in the kickouts.
I don't think there's any rush either, because there's a man down for St. Pat's. Just can't see it from our position here, but Jack Carney now he wants to play linesman, I think, now for a while.
He's doing a good job of it anyway. He's fair enough out. You like to see that too. You like to stretch an opposition for the kickouts. It's obviously something they've worked on. They're not just kicking it out either. There's obviously a bit of method to the madness maybe, but I know. I think Kilmeena have been very good today. In fairness, though.
John Riley's the master of the tactician, is he?
He's done well. You got to give it to him and Sweets and Sweeney. In fairness to the two lads, they've done an awful lot of work. I know this team was always going to, if you look at underage success, Kilmeena was doing well. They're always going to come good at some stage, but you got to look at the brand of football they're playing. The players individually don't decide that, so they're a good mixture of football. There's always options available, and very impressive. And
they look a young side as well.
They're very young, very young. I mean, you're looking at majority are under 28, under 26, I'd say.
And I know it's early stages, but will they give a good crack at the intermediate next season?
Oh, they will, yeah. Oh, they will. Hard luck there now. Bad shot there. Selection from Jack Carney, but I suppose you can
take them shots on 30 points up.
You gotta have a bit of wiggle room with the lads at that stage. But they will. Look at intermediate Mayo is very, very balanced. There's about 10 teams that can win it, and Kilmeena will be thereabouts. So I'm not saying they're favourites, but they'll mix it with any team, and they're getting better too. They've good strength and condition done and stuff. So, but look at Pats need to get put back into this.
They'll be there with my favourite Mayo club team as well.
Ordinary.
Yeah. Or as I like to call them, the Ree,
yeah.
As Pat's in possession of the ball, that's Colin Fearon. He's worked very hard at times. Let's go short to Cora Clark. Cora Clark plays that one in to Niall Connolly. He burst that one off to Pierce Cairns. Unfortunately, that ball to Donald Brady didn't go to the man he desired, and that was good defending once again by Kilmeena, and I'm sure Kilmeena at this stage don't want to concede a goal despite the lead. No, they seem to step back. That was a good chance for Pats, in fairness. Colin Fearon done very well there to get burst through again, and he's been very busy, in fairness to him now for Pats. It's a definite free anyway. He's been one of their better players, Colin Fearon, throughout the.
Has he been?
Throughout the campaign.
It's obvious he can play a bit of ball too. Probably doesn't, he not looks like the most natural footballer, but he can play and he can kick his score too.
He can, yeah. Former county minor for Sligo as well, so good to see him back playing Gaelic football as well. As this one is going to be Sean Ryder standing over this free. As I look at the stopwatch, the old Casio here, people who slag me about it, how old it is.
I have one myself, Gavin. I wouldn't fault them.
So we're coming on the 15-minute mark, so halfway through the second half. So we're coming towards that water break. and to be a happy water break. for
John Ryan
Kilmeena.
off again.
He's got great pace, and he's going to work this one. This one looks good to me. And actually,
She's gone. Right.
giving him the commentator's curse there, like Ref did earlier on. So no harm on that occasion to give him the curse.
You want to curse him a few more times, maybe. Maybe I want to start cursing Pat's bit now to get a couple of scores on the board for them, but very, very, very disappointed for Pats.
Yeah, it's definitely hasn't been the way they desired and planned this one out, because they've only put 3 points on the scoreboard. Hopefully they can get a couple of more in this last quarter. As John Ryan, he's been very good. He's got that one again, but it comes to Jonathan Higgins. Jonathan Higgins plays this one to Pierce Cairns. Pierce Cairns has got on the ball quite a lot in the last couple of minutes. He's going to play that one down to Jim Davis. Jim Davis looked like he might have overcarried, but it comes out to John Brady. Jim again. Jim loses the ball once again, and he's actually won himself a free. And I'd have to say that he was quite fortunate to win that, and it comes, unfortunately, a good thinking there, tried to hit it into James Clark, but it's actually caught in one interception again, but eventually comes to Dara Keaveney, and that'll come to Fian. Fian will run all day. Yeah, I'd say he'd run a marathon after this game. He seems to have plenty of energy. And
he's very good now, in fairness, carrying the ball. Watch now with Kilmeena, they'll try and work the ball across the pitch sides. They'll normally have a good operation here where they'll hold on to the ball, they'll switch the point to attack and work somewhere else.
Just on the side here of us, beside the stand here, I see Jack Carney. I'm sure he might get on to possession here now in a minute or so.
That's what I mean. Like they keep, it's not just to put the dangerous men in the middle. They spread the play. Both wings covered all the time, and there's always an option for the Kilmeena man when he's on the ball. There's always someone moving for them, and it's a massive help when you're playing at this level.
It's kind of, they tend to go quite slow, and then they pick up the pace.
They do when it's on. When it's on, it's on. Yeah. And they're very comfortable on the ball. It's sign of being a well-coached team too, I suppose. You know, you're comfortable and you can trust your players that you know that there'll be someone there beside you. There's no major panic on it.
They seem to have done their homework on Pats as well throughout today.
They have. Jim Davis has been kept quiet today now. He'll probably one of the danger men, and Clark. Paul Clark.
And eventually this ball comes out to that man, Thomas Gill. Yeah, you were talking about him.
An old classmate of mine in Rice College.
Was he a good classmate?
He done his homework. He done a lot more than I did, I tell you that.
But Pat's trying to put them under possession, but they seem to have so much time, especially when you're leading by so much. It seems like you've all the time in the world as well.
You're seeing there now they've changed the point to attack from one end of one corner of the pitch to the other one. It didn't work out that time, but that's what I mean by they're very good at being able to play football.
Was that a case you get your free if you're a point up, maybe if you're 13, not so much?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier on. Maybe sometimes the referee can be belittling, and you're right. Trying to keep a game as competitive as you can for as long as you can. It's the whole point of the sport, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's fortunately it's not going the way for the men from the West.
Pat's team, number 20, Paul Boland, replaces number 5, David Giblin.
So Paul Boland, good servant over the years to St. Pat's. He's a man with a fine left foot, and he's going to go in towards the full forward line, and captain David Giblin is going to go off. He must be carrying an injury when he's gone off, because he definitely wouldn't be a man you'd be taking off too often, as Jack Carney will take this free, the resultant free. That one will go into the full forward, but well defended this time, and Jonathan Higgins will play this one out to Pierce Cairns. Pierce Cairns will see what options are on for him there at this time, and it comes out to the cornerback, that is James Cairns, and James Clark, plenty of time, comes to Pierce Cairns, a bounce again, killing Pats as it comes to Conley.
It's the final third again, Gav. It's the final third. A bit of quality there now. Settle down on the ball. Could be dangerous now for Pats. They've committed lads forward too.
Poor Clark will try to put the full back under pressure, but it looks like they've all the time in the world to pick this one, and it goes in to Sean Ryan. A bit deceiving now. He's got
Woolley, his name is in Kilmeena. Oh, deceiving. Oh, he's well able to move. Yeah, there's no problem with that.
As it comes out eventually to Keith Joyce. Keith Joyce got a pointer earlier on, fisted over the bar. This one to Ryder, that one looks good.
Class.
That one's over the bar. And we're going at the water break here now, 1-14 to 3 points up.
Yeah, that was a classic score by Ryder there. I've seen him do that before, that technique, that long sort of ball out in front of him, reach it out with the foot, and outside of the boot over the bar. I've seen it a few times before now. 1-14 to 3 points. going into the fourth quarter of the game. It's a matter now just wrapping things up, and I suppose for Kilmeena, we'll probably looking at this, the All-Ireland semi-final is in a couple of weeks' time. And
you mentioned that now, like the game has gone well past Pats at this stage. How do you see their chances now of going the whole way?
Look, I think it's the same for most junior teams in Ireland. It all depends on when you play the Kerry team, isn't it? Normally, the Munster, the Kerry champion, seems to be always very, very, very strong.
And in hurling, you want to stay away from the Kilkennys.
Yeah. So I'm not sure the draw. I haven't looked at it myself now. I'm sure the Kilmeena men have looked at it, and it seems it's so close.
They'll tell you, we're only one game at a time.
Absolutely,
yeah.
And to be right, Ted, that's all part of the game now, isn't it? Even afterwards, now they'll have I'm sure that the papers will be down and ask them a few questions, and they'll keep it. They'll go for the James Horn tactic of, we'll take it game by game and we'll learn from the mistakes. But I'm sure if John Riley now and Owen Sweeney will be looking at it later on.
Maybe if you catch them later on this evening, they might tell you a different line.
Maybe, but that wouldn't be one for the podcast now, I'm sure. They'll probably look at making a couple of more substitutions now. Take off your Jack Carney, your Niall Feehans, your riders.
Where's the spot going if you're Kilmeena?
Well, that's unfortunately enough. There's not many pubs now in Kilmeena. There's no pubs in Kilmeena bar Fitzgerald's, I think. So I don't know what the story is there now. With I haven't been down that road in a long time, but I'm sure they'll be in Westport somewhere. I'm not sure where, but I know they had a good time for the county final.
The ref roadcaster might find out later on if anyone's interested where they might be going. As Pats win possession that ball. So another sub there for Kilmeena, another cornerback gone.
Number 21, Joey Smith replaces number 21, John Medley.
So that ball eventually goes to Paul Boland, the man with the left foot. I told you, will he pick out a man or will he try and go for a score himself? Comes out to his good mate, that is Porra Clark. Porra Clark tries to get by his man. Was he fouled? No. Referee says no. It comes out to Pierce Cairns. Pierce Cairns to Colferrin. Looked to be fouled that occasion. No. James Clark comes to Jim Davis. Jim Davis. No. The ball I thought was going to come to the hands of the referee there for a second, but eventually comes out to the ever-reliant goalkeeper, that is Paul Gordon. As they look like if they can tag on another couple of scores. Would they like to get to the 20 mark scoring 117 mark? Would that be the target?
I'd say now they'd be happy just to get the game out of the way without any injuries at this stage. I'm sure, look, everyone wants to get in the scoreboard now and get a few scores and have your name in the paper, of course, but their main concern will be getting out of here now in one piece, I'd say.
The ball comes
and
in.
No red cards either, no legal battles till the Thursday before the games. That's lovely.
This one looks
that's
like
lovely. That's lovely.
It's over the bar. Keith Joyce. 115 now to 3 points now in favour of Kilmeena, and you can take the Pats flags off the cup at this stage now.
I'm sure they're doing that as we speak now, and there'll be no major panic with that one now. But look, it looks like the Connacht title going to Kilmeena, and they're fully deserving of the win.
Will there be another Connacht title going tomorrow, do you think?
I don't know. That's another question. But this man has gotten a lot of ball. Pierce Cairns, in fairness to me, in the last 10 minutes, he hasn't given up.
No, he hasn't. No, he's a big stalwart of St. Pat's GA. His father's been involved in plenty of teams as well, and that's going to be a free. And it looks like Niall Connolly was being held. So it'll be a free inside the 45, and the referee telling them where to hit it. Unfortunately, it's not going to be St. Pat's Day. They'll be disappointed with only the 3 points as that Pierce Cairns floats that one in. He'll go in towards James Clark.
Nah, too many Kilmeena men, Gavin.
Yeah, too many. May as well have had the whole parish there on the line as they kicked that one in. Should have gone short maybe on that one, but comes out to Dara Keaveney. He's a man I've been impressed with throughout the course of this match.
Yeah, he's been probably their star forward since he came into the scene when he was 17 or 18. And, he is. He's been very good. Jack on the ball now. I'm sure he'll try and get a score.
Yeah, Jack Carney.
They're so selfless. In fairness to them, they'll always pass to the better man in position.
You can see why Jack Carney is on the senior panel. Like, he's got plenty to offer.
He does. In Clyde, in fairness to him, and see when he's running there, he's running at 80-90%. It doesn't look like he's struggling at all.
And that's the captain there, Sean Ryder, getting the score as well. He's worked hard as well.
Yeah, they have. They all have. I don't think there's anyone there on the community now that'll be overly disappointed with the performance. Maybe a few lads have been quieter, but all the forwards worked well, and there's a good spread of scorers now. And look, if you're from another province now, you're the Munster or whatever, the Ulster Championship, you're watching this game, you'd be finding it hard to pin down where exactly you suffocate Kilmeena in terms of trying to get on top of them.
But in fairness to Kilmeena, have they come under much pressure, do you think, from Pats?
No.
Probably
no.
If
they did the first 10-15 minutes. Now it was tit for tat there now, and they were probably more measuring each other out as you get with finals and games at this stage of the year or the season. That every time you play, you get to a next round, it's twice as big, and it's the pressure builds and builds and builds. So no, I'll tell you what, it was a good workout now for Kilmeena, and especially with the Christmas. I know it's only a couple of weeks since they played at Tenroy, and same for Pat. It can be hard to kind of get going again. This is good now. It's another throw from the bag, another bit of momentum. A good workout too. I don't think any injuries so far.
Yeah, that's the main thing. You don't want to get injuries, especially this time of year. It's very hard to get them right for an All-Ireland semi. So that's another substitution there for St. Pat's. James Cairns, he's come off. I'm not sure who came on there, but we'll look at another free here, and this one's over the bar again from Dara Keaveney, and another good score for Kilmeena, and I think they fit that 117 mark as I says they might be looking for.
Yeah, you've got your 20 points now. I suppose it's a commanding score, but the Kilmeena defence will be delighted too with the 3 points. I mean, keep the team down to 3 points in a Connacht final. It's good going no matter what the opposition is, If
I'm not mistaken, I think it was 3 points the last time Mayo Sligo played in the junior final. I think it was Michael Scully got 3 points as well on that occasion.
But I think there's a bit more of a fight from Pats now, in fairness.
And that looked like it could end up in the top corner as well.
So it was wide, was it?
Wide, the wrong side of the post.
And
lucky enough from a Pats perspective that did go the right side of the post. As we look at the stopwatch, we played 25 and a half minutes of the second half, and I think both teams will just be happy to see the full-time whistle at this stage, right?
Look, it's most of the crowd even here now are chatting away to themselves.
Number 22, John Ford, replaces number 14, Niall Ryan.
So Niall Ryan's gone off the pitch. He got the key goal in the start of the second half.
He did. I know, great footballer. He's the elder statesman on the team, and he'll be delighted too to get a. He didn't start in a lot of the games earlier on the year, so he's got his place in the team.
He got his mark there as well.
The
referee was slow giving it to him.
I'd say he was kind of humming and hawing, but he's giving a good old rattle, but not enough.
No, that's gone wide by number 22. That's Sean Moore.
But look, didn't it take another 20 seconds out of the game too, and that's all that's matter now. Just wear down that clock as much as you can. That's all you can do at this stage.
Yeah, unfortunately, it hasn't been the day for St. Pat's. Pat's have a proud tradition of football in the county.
You were telling me that earlier on, Gavin, right? The double, last team before Torres trying to do the double, was it?
The back-to-back titles, and not forgetting probably one of the most decorated players to ever come out of Sligo. Micheál Cairns comes from this club as well. So
yeah, I think we've seen him coming in there earlier on, down in front of us, and
that's another score. This one, that's a man. I'm delighted he got a score. He deserves a score. Niall Feehan, he's been excellent throughout the game.
He has, yeah. He's been excellent throughout the year. In fairness to him, and he's a great old engine on him. I think he'll be the same age as Keaveney as well, and they've been sort of the senior players of the team. I think they're the same age. They're in the same year in school together as well. But Kilmeena are bringing in lads there, and it's not affecting the game plan or anything. It's the quality is still there with them.
As Pats decide to go short with that one, and to eventually get in possession of the ball, and that's Donald Brady. Donald Brady's worked hard as well. As it comes to Pierce Cairns has probably been their best player the second half, and that's a push in the back. Jim Davison just shows you the threat that Kilmeena think when he gets on the ball, that he was pushing the back there.
They've kept him well wrapped up today now, in fairness. But Kilmeena overall, I think 1 to 15, the talent is there, and they've been very good, in fairness to them throughout the game. Now they'll be delighted with themselves.
Only going on today's performance, I don't think there'll be any team happy to see them playing intermediate football next year. They'll cause a lot of.
No, they will, and the year not the year extra, but the extra 3 or 4 months training throughout the winter at a high level, they'll be going into the intermediate season next year. they'll be flying. You always see that bounce.
Additional time at the end of the second half. At least 1 minute.
Just while the ref was talking there, Jim Davis is after knocking over a free, so Pats have got their second point of the second half, and that's gone over to Jim Davis, so it's a good score there by the corner forward.
I'd like to remind team officials or substitutes, please bring the bottles with you, don't leave them on the field after the match. And also, I would like to remind patrons, please don't go on the field after the match. Please
so 2.5 minutes left in this game.
The trophy or the cup will be presented.
This one has been well done and dusted at this stage. 118 to 4 points. As spectators have been told, don't go on the field to play.
They got a very stern warning there now when they're picking up the bottles too. Not going on the pitch and making sure you pick up your rubbish after. So they're keeping an eye on the groundskeeper in Markbridge Park anyway. In fairness, lovely looking ground this time of year, Gavin. Pitch is in great lick.
And you can never beat. It's probably one of the most picturesque county grounds in the country with the mountain in the background.
Absolutely, I was going to say it's a fine stadium, and
it's a ground you'll probably be here in a few weeks' time as well.
Could be, yeah. All going well. Look at this, doesn't look good now. We have on the Ryder, the midfielder down. Oh, it's only cramp though. It's only cramp. Kevin Ryder down for cramp. As long as it's nothing too serious.
One fix.
No.
As Niall Connolly plays this one in to Davis. Jim, he taps it over his shoulder, but just didn't work out for him on this occasion. As we look at the clock once again, we're going to go into that added time now. We have 1 minute and 20 left on the clock, and just a matter of time now for this game ends as Jack Kearney will play the ball swiftly across the pitch, and he has the time in his hands as Feehan plays the ball eventually then, as subs all getting a touch of the ball as well, it's good to see as well. I'm sure they've trained hard as well, like all the rest of the players.
Yeah, I'm sure they had a good run at it too, in fairness.
As Jonathan Higgins has worked hard since he come back onto the pitch, as this one comes to Donald Brady. Donald Brady plays this one to James Clark. James Clark plays it to Davis. Jim Davis looked like he was fouled there and hit. And that was a bit over the top there as well. And we'll see, is there going to be any punishment handed out by Michael McGurl here at the end of this one? If you're Kilmeena, you'll be hoping there's no red card anyway.
No, I think it's the most skill that's been pulled in by the referee.
This could be the last play of the match as well. It's a yellow card.
Not too bad. He'll take that this time of the game now, in fairness. And I'd say the ref will give him this free in a little bit. We'll wrap it up, I'd say, after that.
The cheerleader will be happy then. That's the cheerleader. Kilmeena is officially a ref.
No. In the Abraham Club of mine, I'm no cheerleader now, but I'd wish them well. As much as any neighbour, I'd wish anyone well.
This one looks like it'll go over the bar. It is indeed. That's Jim Davis, and that's gone over the bar. It's full-time whistle here in Markbridge Park. A fine victory for Kilmeena. They are the Connacht Junior champions, winning this one 118 to 5 points in favour of the Mayo champions. And the man of the match is Jack Kearney. Would you agree with that one?
Yeah, he's done well. Yeah, he was good. Yeah, Niall Feehan was very good. Derek Keemney was excellent.
John Ryan,
yeah. John Ryan was very good. Two good half backs there in that team as well. But look at them. They'll be happy enough with that. With Kilmeena, they have a Connacht title in their bag, and it's a long time. 2003 was the last time they won one, or 2004. So they'll be they're in All-Ireland semi-final now, I think, as far as I know. So they'll be delighted to have a good rap lads.
And word on Pats before we finish up as well. They got what they wanted. They're back up at intermediate football next year as well.
And they should be, yeah.
So they're happy with their year's work as well.
Yeah. You said they want to be looking at that Division 3 status now, get up into 2 again and get going again, because if you don't do it, if you don't play at a high level in the league, you're wasting your time when you come up against big games in the provincial championship even.
That's definitely it. Thanks very much, our ref. You can listen to his podcast anytime when the Mayo season's back up and running.
That's it. Should be going again soon enough now. It'll be on Spotify and all major outlets.
And thanks again for joining us today on Facebook. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be for St. Pat's here at home, but Kilmeena are deserving Connacht AIB champions for 2021 season, as they win today in the year of 2022 on a full-time score of Kilmeena 118, St. Patrick's of Sligo 5 points. And with that, thank you very much.
and to Connacht in particular, Kilmeena, who've been exceptionally well. Our thanks to our sponsors of the competition, AIB, who has supported club competitions in the country over many years, and we're very grateful to them for their support, so thank you to AIB. Kamala Shin, Bavan Weekends are all the Raitor, obviously for good air, Abia Shano. To Markovich Park for the presentation of the pitch and facilities, we are very grateful. And finally to Connacht Council for running the competitions and all competitions. It's a credit to them, and thank you very much. Bavan Provon are all the Fern near Paring, Big Law, Alagiv, Com Kente. Akanish, Kogordikus, Fern Kilmeena, August on what Sean said about the Connacht GA, Sligo County Board, Mayo County Board, and the referee and his team today. Look, all this has to come together somewhere, and thanks to Credit Chief for putting together. The surface here is fantastic. We're not used to such a good surface back home where we've been training and stuff for the last few weeks, so the Credit Chief and the team working here today. To St. Patrick's, look, you're a fantastic team. Today, look, the rub of the green, we got the rub of the green, the breaks. The bit of luck that we needed, we got it today. There got a few eyes in the first half that they went over would have been a different story. Your credit to your county board, your club today, and all year. And no doubt, I can see you win the intermediate title again in the next few years, and you're back in senior in no time. So 3 cheers for St. Patrick's. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. To our main sponsors, Midwest Furniture, it's been massive to us all year and every year, and I know in the future we're going to have a lot more dealings and hopefully county titles with them. So they've been massive to us every year, and we'll have them long into the future. So thank you to Midwest. To our supporters and everyone here today, they've been following us in the wind, the cold, the west, the rain, every year. You're going to stick with us just for a little bit longer. We're not just quite done yet. I know on to everyone, there's a number of people that I have to thank, but I won't go through names. From the video systems, stats analysis, our physios, COVID officers, to Julie, Honor, Robert, to John, everyone that's helped out with us this year. You've been massive to us, and you're just as part of the team as we are, and you're a credit. It's no small job, too little. And Mike Ryan's the fucking credit, and he knows that every job, he's a man. You mightn't see them here today, they're there somewhere, but the minor team that have came training with us the last month, they have been massive to where we are today. You can see the step up we've taken, and that's down to them. So every single one of them that's been training with us, there's a lot of us looking over our shoulders, and I'm one of them. Some of them books said there's a lot more coming into them, and it's scary to see them come behind us, but we'll stick another year with them. I'm wrapping up now, but to the management team, Sweets, John Dock, Peter, you've been massive to us. You've been pushing us over Christmas. You've been, I don't know how many times PC or Peter Kearney's rang me over Christmas. I was getting sick of them. Sick of them by the time I was done, but you've been massive. And who would have thought that Ballycroy and Ackle and Tyrone man would work so well together? I didn't think it, but they work so well together. Finally, I've got nothing up now, but finally to our manager, John Riley. What can we say? The massive work he's put in every year. And look, we've had ups and downs over the last month, and I know he's lost his father in the last month, and he was massive to us in Kilmeena over the years. He was first management team, the last one, the only other time we won the Connacht title. And I know well he'll be looking down on us today when we've lifted another one in his memory.
So I know the lads will want to join in and dedicate this to Vincent Riley and the Riley family. But that journey isn't over, and I know Vincent wants us to go one step further. I have no doubt we're enjoying every second of this, so we will want to go one step further. And this, lads, are not finished yet. We're not finished. We're finished. We're